Welcome back to how I totally messed up World of Warcraft cosmology to make it fit a TTRPG. I bet that's how some people would call it. I got one comment once that I missed the point of TTRPGs because WoW was supposed to be incompatible with it, and I really must have missed a memo somewhere because the whole time I thought the point of TTRPGs was to have fun role playing and creating fantastic worlds. And nobody says you can't do it in the Warcraft setting, or Diablo, or StarCraft, or Star Wars. Your own fantasy, your own imagination is the limit. And do not let anyone stop you from exercising it in any kind of world. But enough trash talking YouTube comments. Let's get back to the topic that brought us here. That's world building, or war building, for a more consistent Warcraft cosmology that can better fit the backdrop of a TTRPG. And as always, we have to begin with a look at what canon actually says about today's topic. And that's the realm of arcane magic, or the cosmic force of order. The first question has to be, is there a realm of arcane in World of Warcraft? We know for sure there are some kind of realms associated with arcane magic because any moderately powerful mage seems capable of creating some small pocket dimension at least. The bigger question is if there is a grand cosmic realm of order. And pretty much the only source for that is inference and developer interviews. Most other cosmic forces are fully confirmed to have their own cosmic realms, so it stands to reason that so would Order or Arcane. It used to be, back in the Warcraft 3 days, that Arcane came from the Twisting Nether. It was a magic of chaos and corruption. However, with the Chronicle and other later developments, it was fully separate from the chaos magic that made its opposite even. And apparently arcane creatures are now weak to fell magic, as Sargeras found out when he killed the Pantheon. But with this separation, we lost an official in-universe confirmation that there is a realm of Arcane. Now, developers have confirmed in interviews that there is a cosmic realm for all the 6 major forces and suggested that Titans are supposed to go there when they die. And that is just about everything we have. So, to build a realm of Arcane, we have to start from pretty much nothing. On the one hand, that gives us little idea what to expect. On the other hand, it gives us a lot of room for creativity. And some of the ideas you will find presented here are some of my oldest designs, dating from before we decided on a reboot, as I was filling out gaps in our cosmic knowledge. And that is how I created Arcanus. Arcanus. Do not pronounce. Yeah, I get the jokes. It's like Uranus, okay? It's Arcanus, so jot that down. Like most cosmic realms, the arcane realm, in my universe, has a coterminous plane, one aligned and overlapping with the material plane. Unlike the chaotic twisting nether or the malleable emerald dream, this plane is much more strict and much more rigid because it represents order. If you were to shift into this plane, what you would find would be an illusory echo of the living world, blue, faint, and almost holographic. But in the air, in the ground around you would see beams of blue light, the arcane magic intertwining everything, connecting everything together, transferring the arcane magic all around the world. To mortal scholars, these beams are called ley lines. Sometimes they cross and create places of power, which often give rise to powerful cities or civilizations, which are drawn to this power. However, what most mortal scholars don't know is that these ley lines are not limited to the world of Azeroth or any mortal world. As all these ley lines come together in focal points such as the Chamber of the Heart, they then shoot out into the sky and continue through what would be the great dark beyond in the physical plane. Through these great cosmic beams, all worlds, all stars are connected together in an intricate system of straight lines and curves which create a dazzling pattern. These systems, called constellations, join further together and keep whole galaxies and even the entire universe connected. Through special titanic gateways, one can utilize the constellations to travel almost instantly across the entire universe, though with sufficient power input. Combined all together, these create the plane called the orrery or the constellary, the intricate clockwork mechanism that makes the physical world tick, quite literally. While these connections, in spite of their precision and intricate design, are entirely quote-unquote natural, that is, no one made this, it just sprung up from the connection between order and the physical world, there is of course a realm beyond this, a realm of pure arcane, pure order. Normally, the constellars, the most common celestials or arcane-aligned outsiders, guard the way into the realm rather jealously. After all, they are the ultimate control freaks. Everything on Arcanus has its place. Everything has to be in a certain order. If any outsider could just come and go as they pleased, they'd mess everything up. And that cannot be permitted. Of course, the ethereals have to always get their grubby hands on everything. Ever since their world blew up and they became what they are now, they've become the transplanar traders, finding ways into every cosmic realm and acquiring items to trade to other powers or curious mortals. So whether they wanted to or not, Arcanus has to allow some way in. And it's better that you control how people get in instead of having them just pop up in someone's office. The responsibility is timeline sanitation. You have no business being there. So, Arcanus made the communication wing. In fact, they created 7 wings, responsible for 7 primary tasks, to which the lower ranks of constellars were divided. Many people think constellars are these gigantic, cosmically powerful creatures, but much like demons can be crappy little imps or fell gods you can beat in single combat, or powerful pitlords or archdemons, constellars and other arcane creatures also come in many different levels of power. And the ones with the level closer to any visitors live in the lower ranks, in the 7 wings. Those 7 wings are observation, control, communication, strategy, development, management, and supply. And you are here in the communication wing. Here the constellars manage a careful illusion of an almost mortal existence. You will hear birds singing, even though you can't actually see any birds. You will find inexplicable trees and fruits in boughs, but if you try to bite into them you find only plastic if you're lucky, or dissipate into arcane magic if you're not. It's all a semblance of a mortal existence, so that if a visiting fae or an overly curious ethereal find the way to Arcanus, their minds aren't instantly blown by things they were not meant to know. Each wing is led by an Archon, a powerful arcane creature of a level similar to the archdemons like Kil'jaeden or Manaroth. They are no gods, but they are certainly fearsome if cornered, and though they really do not like conflicts, it tends to mess up their schedules. The other 6 wings are less considerate for our mortal minds. If you end up there when your brain can't comprehend it and blows up, it's your own fault. We made a very special place for you, where you can go and visit and stare at the plastic fruit, do not touch, but you had to go and sneak into places you weren't meant to see. Now that is on you. We only regret the mess we have to clean up because of you. Observation wing was sometimes described as an endless semi-transparent rings rotating around 4D presentations of what transpires in the mortal plane. All those little words below have to be observed before they do something stupid and put the entire universe at risk. Control wing is probably the least dangerous to your mind, presenting itself as endless twisting corridors with many secrets hidden in secluded rooms, unusual mortals abducted to study and take apart, knowledge that people weren't meant to possess. Trying to infiltrate it is obviously extremely dangerous, but can be very rewarding. Supply Wing, in turn, has been described as enormous, seemingly endless warehouses storing just balls of light, moving them back and forth for no apparent reason. But knowing Arcanus, there has to be one. The other three wings, strategy, development, management, had very few people visiting it and living to tell the tale. No doubt some of the most dangerous Celestials live there and are not pleased upon seeing visitors. We do know strategy plans for constellar deployments in the material plane, including those from other wings. Development plans new additions to existing layers of Arcanus and new forms of arcane creatures. And management maintains all the other wings working together in tandem. But that isn't the end of it. Above these 7 wings, or below, depending on how you look at it, closer to the center, you will find a deeper, more ingrained structure, one from which the rest of Arcanus spun out of. These are the 4 pillars of Arcanus, realms as much as they are individuals. The 4 fundamental principles of the cosmos without which it would all crumble, or so would Arcanus say. Causality, complexity, gravity, and profundity. Tempo, the pillar of causality, maintains the strict flow of time. Things have to happen in a certain order, or it would all crumble. You cannot have effect preceding the cause. You cannot have people going up and down the stream all willy-nilly, or they would end up causing an incredible tangle out of the infinite timelines. Prospero, the pillar of complexity, maintains things forming into increasingly complex structures. Sure, simplicity is nice and can be functional, but to achieve some deeper goals, you need to make more things more complex. Maleo, the pillar of gravity, counteracts the natural entropy, pulls things closer together lest this elaborate structure falls apart to neglect. And Gnosis, pillar of profundity, remembers that this is a world of magic, and maintains a constant flow of power and knowledge across the universe, or it would stagnate, or, Arcanus forbid, become some mundane, magicless world. In the heart of it all lies the heart of Arcanus, sometimes called simply Arcanus as well, the primary clockwork mind that keeps it all together. The constellars would tell you that it was the first mind that emerged out of the primordial chaos, though this is hardly consistent with the creation myths of other realms. It is hard to really tell where it really came from and when. Everyone knows, though, that while the Holy Light's monad wants everything to return to it and merge back into one, Arcanus likes things being diverse and complex. It doesn't want a single beam of light. It wants a kaleidoscope, all working in perfect clockwork formation. It is happy with the existence of other realms, even the mortal world, because it gives it more things to organize and put into neat little boxes. Things being as they are, mortals can be so very chaotic. Sometimes they need to get just a little nudge to make things neater and nicer looking. Arcanus always struggled how to maintain that, until they were the first realm to discover something. They were the first to discover that if a sufficiently powerful soul binds itself to a world forming in its nascence, it can become bound not to the plane it came from, but to the material world, and by being connected to it, to the conflux of all 6 cosmic forces that it is, its power increases exponentially. Of course, there are certain risks coming with it. The souls of mortals living upon the world can shape the burgeoning sentience and drag it away from the force that spawned it. But still, if carefully shepherded, these world souls can become the linchpin of a grander cosmic order. But that is a topic for a whole other video. That is basically it for my design for Arcanus, the realm of order and arcane magic, in my rebooted World of Warcraft. By now, we have visited almost all the cosmic realms, and the one last thing remaining is the void itself. Yes, there is a realm in the void. After all, we know there are things in it, things that can quote unquote live there, so there has to be something among the nothing. Words like something and nothing start to lose all meaning when you go to the spaces in between the nothing, to the empty spaces. And that video will have to wait a little, because my players are going to visit the empty spaces soon, and I am not going to spoil it for them here. So, while you wait for the release of very fresh material on the Void, what you can expect soon is a deep dive into the topic briefly broached today. A full reveal of the cosmic secrets of the Titans, and what makes them so special above all the cosmic realms. Please leave a like and subscribe and comment to feed those algorithms if you want to see that. And I'll hopefully see you next time.